Now people are starting to say, well, this was obvious. People are starting to jump on board and go, well, yeah. But when I started saying this I think it was about a year ago, people told me I was deluded. People told me the club wouldn't spend the money. People told me that he'd go elsewhere and he'd have better offers. They didn't know what I knew. This video is being brought to you with thanks to our friends at Surfshark. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to not only browse the internet entirely anonymously, but also very securely. Surfshark will secure your data with industry-leading measures using uncrackable encryption and the most secure VPN protocols. One subscription with Surfshark will work across all of your devices. I use it for unlocking things like American Netflix. We also use it if we want to watch our Canadian DAZN account and a couple of other bits and pieces. The good news is you can get 83% off. That's right, I did say 83% off. And an additional 3 months free using the Anfield Agenda link in the description. They've also got a really credible and unique 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like Surfshark, it doesn't meet your needs, which I'm going to be honest with you, it will and you won't. But if you do, if you want to change, Surfshark give you 30 days to change your mind. Why not give Surfshark a try? You'll be supporting us here at Anfield Agenda and you'll be treating yourself to the best VPN provider out there, bar none. Right lads, 10 minutes, enough of this. Let's get to talk about Jude Bellingham. It's been too long. It's been too long, and I feel like we need to have a little Jude Bellingham chat. So everybody settle in now because the lecture is about to begin. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted that Liverpool started a conversation with Borussia Dortmund a couple of weeks ago about an approach for Jude Bellingham. Dortmund said that he is untouchable this summer, but Liverpool think very highly of the player, and Jurgen Klopp is a big fan. Not news to anyone that watches this channel, Paddy, but great news to have somebody like Fabrizio Romano back up what we've been saying, that he's going to be a Red.
Yeah, it was really exciting to see it like put out. And just listen, I know other people have reported this and you've been preaching this for Jesus years, who knows, like, but unfortunately some people only kind of take heed of it when the official people say it. So it's good that it's out there now and as common knowledge. It's a shame Dortmund have said, untouchable, but I think it's what we knew. But yeah, Mr. Bellingham will be done in the red of Anfield. The time scale, it's TBC, but it's going to happen. And again, I reiterate, that will and should be the best transfer announcement video in the history of the game.
Should be. And Chris, I particularly liked the image that Fabrizio used with that tweet of Hendo and Bellingham on England training, because Captain Hendo has been doing the work, sir. He's been putting in the hard yards with young Jude.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be really exciting. As you said, you've been preaching it for years. It genuinely feels like it. But I also feel like signing him next year will be beneficial for everybody. I feel like Liverpool will be getting a more mature player. It will be getting a player who has led a club. He is the main man for Borussia Dortmund now. Especially with the devastating news about Sebastian Haller, and my thoughts go out to him. But even so, like in a football sense, it'll put even more pressure onto Bellingham, and at such a young age, he hasn't experienced that yet. And Liverpool, we're going to be getting a player who will potentially slot into our first team for the next 6, 7, 8 years plus, if he doesn't want to go anywhere. So I don't even want to think of what the transfer fee would be, but yeah, it's gonna be incredible when that transfer does get done, because I'm saying when, not if.
Now people are starting to say, well, this was obvious. People are starting to jump on board and go, well, yeah. But when I started saying this I think it was about a year ago, people told me I was deluded. People told me the club wouldn't spend the money. People told me that he'd go elsewhere and he'd have better offers. They didn't know what I knew, but I don't put my nuts on the line unless I'm pretty confident. And I'm just glad that people are starting to come around to the idea now and starting to see that the club do have ambition more than anything else. And that, as shown with Darwin, if Klopp wants a particular person and finances allow, we'll get him.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, and credit to you. You've been on this for a long time. It's a shame people didn't give it a kind of the credit at the time, but you will be vindicated. You will be proven right. And it will be a sweet victory for us all, but especially you the day that it's official.
Let me run this up the flagpole, Chris, and see what you think. Bellingham, Elliott, Fabinho.
Oh, that's a bit saucy, to be honest with you. And then you could have a 32-year-old Thiago coming off the bench and starting some games and just nurturing Bellingham and Elliott as well. Oh my goodness me. That is naughty.
I don't know I don't know what you've thought of Carvalho from the few bits that you've probably seen of him so far this preseason, but I think he looks far more effective in the midfield role, that little bit deeper than when he was on the left side of a front three. I think he has this great habit of picking up pockets of space between the lines, and I think he could be at his most effective long term in that midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been very impressed by Fabio Carvalho in the little bits that we've seen of him, and I think he has that something, doesn't he? That just that explosiveness, that skillfulness. You know, you can tell he's just going to hit the ground running. And again, I go back to the video we made, or we talked about a couple of weeks ago about me making the bold call of him could potentially be our player of the season. But if you can see how he's played so far, if he's given the time, he could have that level of impact. Yeah, and I agree. I think he's more suited to the midfield role for sure. And proper Felipe Coutinho vibes.
Yeah, definitely Felipe Coutinho vibes, even in his body movements and the way he shifts to one side. Chris, what's your thoughts on Fabio's best position that you've seen in the brief cameos we've seen so far?
I agree with you guys that he's more influential in a deeper role, but I'm not sure he'll get in that position. If I'm being honest with you, we've got a lot of players in that role, and that's why I think the original quote was when he arrived that he'll start in a more forward role just so he can get minutes in this team and get used to it. Let's not forget that Coutinho also played on that left hand side for a while under Klopp, and then maybe progress backwards, a bit like Harvey Elliott has done. And I'd be more than down for that. It's just to see him on the ball. He's such a pleasure to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and I think we're going to look back at the prices paid for himself and Harvey in years to come and just think we just robbed Fulham. We absolutely just did them. Did either of you guys get a chance to read the sit down interview that James Pearce had with Fabinho?
Yeah, was good. Really good interview that.
It was it was lovely, and I didn't realize that he met his good lady wife Rebecca while she was playing for Monaco Ladies.
What?
Yeah, didn't know, and she's trained with Liverpool Ladies, Paddy.
Fuck off.
I didn't know. Yeah, I was shocked to see it. I loved her already because she's been brilliant with the fans and stuff, and she seems like a really good person. But yeah, add in that she's oozing sauce on the football pitch as well, and it's just a W.
She gets better and better. And talk about
perfect.
oozing sauce. Yeah. God, wow, that's actually really, really intriguing. Wow.
Yeah, it was a lovely piece from James Pearce. It was really good to see Fabinho kind of be a bit lighthearted and open up about it. Obviously they're expecting their first son as well. I think they're going to name him Israel. And look, you see how much they dote on those two French bulldogs, Chris. So I've no doubt that when a baby comes into the world, that it will be well and truly loved.
Oh, absolutely. They just seem like and the really lovely people. When they met that fan on the beach, and the whole stuff with that was really wholesome. And yeah, it's just some of the stuff he was saying in that interview, like talking about Mane, saying how much they had a great relationship with each other, and how much he's really looking forward to Nunes as well, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, Paddy, it did take me back when I heard that his missus had played for Monaco Ladies. I actually thought they'd probably met in Brazil or something because they seemed like childhood sweethearts.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, the childhood sweetheart vibe, absolutely. But that's really cool, really wholesome. Just kind of adds an extra kind of layer of love to their relationship. I think if you share a kind of an occupation with your partner, like especially one like so exclusive as this, it's just really, really cool. Not mad on their name choice, but listen, these things happen.